Yeah.
And so you can't do those kind of things no longer. And it's made the workplace better for not just their generation, but
Mm-hmm.
us as well, and things of that nature. So a lot of times what we think is a negative can have positives, on us,
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
I hear kids, I mean, not kids, but the young generations speak about like, hey, no, I can't party tonight because it's a school night, or, they're working and stuff
Uh-huh.
like that.
Yeah.
With no school nights in my early 20s, I would just go out, have a headache, and show up to work probably smelling terrible, which is horrible. When I look back on it, I'm like, shameful. But at the time, that was something that everybody did. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like partied all night, stumble into work, feeling terrible, like you're a horrible worker at that time, probably spend half the day in the bathroom, and then
Right.
you start feeling good right at the end of your 8-hour shift and go home and do it all
Mm-hmm.
over again.
And do it all over again.
That's not great, but we'll brag on that as like, you kids don't go out until when?
Right.
Shameful.
Right.
You throwing up at home and you called in? No, you just come in, you throw
You
up
just
in the
work.
bathroom, you work.
Yeah. Yeah. I've
And
had conversations where me and my husband are talking about growing up, and our kids will look at us and like we're these alien people to them. And I'm like, no, you need to understand everybody was this way. This is not just us. And they like, I know they didn't believe us. They're just like, I think it's you. And I'm just like, no, it's not. It was everybody I knew was this way. And they're just like, okay, yeah, all right.
definitely 100%. And I think all my kids definitely look at me like I remember catching my oldest to asking my friends, like, why do you hang out with that? Like, because they don't think I'm cool at all. So they're like, hey, I think you're cool, Jackie. Like, why do you like, really? Like, him? Is he giving you a history lesson again? Like the kids don't understand, like, we were a different group before you came.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I think we're doing the same thing. I mean, I really think we're doing a lot of the same thing that the generation before us, I mean, did to us. I think,
Mm-hmm.
this generation is more quick to talk about their emotions and feelings. So
Mm-hmm.
automatically in our society, must means that they're softer, or they can't take about, they don't have the strength to do certain things. Um,
Or they want safe spaces on college campuses.
yes, yeah, they want spaces where they're not going to be abused, or
Mm-hmm.
they don't have to worry about being raped or mishandled or anything like that, and we call that being soft.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But there are differences. I do think that you do have to work through certain things. I do think, like, being a black man in the 80s and stuff like that, and to the 90s and to now, like, I remember when I first got in healthcare and I was dealing with patients. I mean, I thought my middle name was the N-word,
Mm.
and I
Wow.
had to I had to deal with that. I couldn't hurt them or attack
Mm-hmm.
them. I had to actually deal with that kind of thing and know how to be strong and professional in light of that. Knowing I fully understood what that meant, how serious that was, and how do I deal with that? And,
Mm-hmm.
and what does that mean by me not retaliate? Am I
Right.
being black enough? Am I being true to myself and the lineage that came before me?
Right.
So a lot of that, I had to just like take it on the shoulder. These kids now, they're getting therapy. They're talking
Mm-hmm.
about these things, stuff that was frowned upon
Right.
as far as we go.
Yeah.
So I think there's positive and negative. Like, I think certain things are a part of life that you are going to have to toughen up. I've coached younger kids, like, in regular YMCA games and stuff like that. And I think there is a quickness to cry more, and there's nothing wrong with crying. There's nothing wrong
Right.
with crying, because I know how you feel about crying, but you're going to have to work your way through certain certain things. I think a lot of time we as parents, we're trying to remove any kind of hurdle from our child. And I think we failed this 18 to 30 age group by doing so, as far as that goes.
Yeah.
Because I see a lot of breakdowns between 18 and 30 when life throws a hurdle in front of them that we didn't break down. We pivoted.
Right. Right.